What is up, guys? And welcome back to episode of the F1 20 Clash 24, blah 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 stuff. We're back here on F1 Clash 2024, and well, as you can see, we have a platinum crate to open because this is recorded during the change in weeks. And well, would you look at that? We get Hulkenberg from Series 6, and to make things even better, we get Zhou from Series 6 as well. So let me give you a bit of context. So, of course, we have the weekly leagues, and because of the massive spike in races we did in the previous couple of episodes, we were able to actually get into that top position to not only get promoted, but also get a free platinum crate. So, with that free platinum crate that was actually with Series 6 assets, we actually were able to unlock some new drivers ahead of the time, and so that was some pretty awesome stuff. We got Zhou and we got Hulkenberg. Zhou should be really useful. Hulkenberg, we'll have to see how he is at that point because, I mean, he could probably be a good use because he has good qualifying, but we'll have to see how it ends up. But in terms of the stats, I mean, you can clearly see Zhou is just superior to the other drivers. Hulkenberg can be pretty better. We can probably upgrade him, but the problem is that he costs 790,000 coins, so we might have to hold this off a little bit because of the fact that he's just simply way too expensive at the moment, but we might be able to use him in the future here. But with Zhou, we are definitely going to put him on the team simply because he's just so good. But opening up the rest of the crates here, just trying to see what else we can get in these assets here. We're kind of just getting the same stuff right now. Again, we've gotten to the point where we've gotten every single asset in this series, so we should be trying to get through these as quickly as possible. Getting some more boosts, getting some more wing here. Again, just trying to see what's in here. We're mainly thinking for is this gold crate, hopefully for some potential epics as well. But we're not going to get it this time around because we get bucks, and we also get a ballast boost as well, which I guess is nice, but we don't really need that at this time. But this time around, we're going to be putting Hulkenberg to the test. We actually managed to unlock enough coins to upgrade him, so that should be good for us. And in terms of upgrading, we're actually going to upgrade this rear wing here. It's going to cost 800,000 credits. But it's going to be very worth it here, as we will now get 16 collection points, and we should be able to unlock some more legacy points, which, I mean, let's be honest, is not the greatest thing to unlock. But we're going to gloss over that and head over to the first race here, and it's going to be a big session, because today our goal is to get to Series 6. And, well, in terms of this race was quite a bit of a painful one, because, well, here we are in this race, and we have the safety car out. Hulkenberg, I tried to get him into the pits in time, but unfortunately it did not work. The safety car still is out as we come into the pits, which is lucky for us. So it's going to be a bit of a double stack for us, unfortunately. But our rival actually elected to stay out. He actually had some tire wear boost, which made it easy for him to stay out. And they actually, in the end, that actually paid off really well for him. So despite the fact that we went on an aggressive strategy, which you can see here is starting to work, we had a rain on the way at the end. Now, we could probably have tried to stretch these tires until the end and maybe see if we could hold on. But my thinking during this time was, okay, there's 2 laps to go here after this. The rain's going to come down. We're going to have to pit these guys ASAP because the only thing is there is going to be no rain at the end of the race, but who cares because it's going to be raining now. And, well, you can clearly see here, Weber is on the soft tires, which was a complete blunder on my hand. Hulkenberg's on the older, hard tires, and yeah, it's not working at all. Like, our rival is on the wet tires. He has completely finessed us, or he/she. So, I mean, we can't really do anything about it because these guys are on the wrong set of tires. We still got 1:40 of this rain, so there's no way that the end of this race is going to be dry fast enough to the point where we can get away with this. So, unfortunately, we're starting off this episode with an L here, and it doesn't help the fact that Hulkenberg is not really doing anything as we make our way onto the final lap. Yeah, and confirmation that we just lost it. One of the rivals just overtook Weber right on the line. As we come across the line, it will be P12 and P15, so not ideal for us, as we will wrap this up with just one, not even a win. We're going to lose 5 flags in the process, but on to the second race then, and we have actually a very easy one. 572 teams going around the Netherlands, so maybe this time around we can be blessed by the F1 gods to see if we can manage to take home a win as we look through the qualifying session. And it's going to be a very easy out-qualified, and it's going to be Weber and Hulkenberg ahead of our rivals Verstappen and Magnussen here. And really, throughout this entire race, we led from the start, which was very nice. Hulkenberg is on the 2-stop. We actually used a Herald boost, but he ran out of it, so it didn't really matter. The problem I will say with Hulkenberg is his race start, despite the fact that he is level 2, is it's still not that good, so we got to use some race star boost to help keep him going on the race line. But as for his overtaking and defending, I mean, we don't have to really worry about that at all because he is flying as we speak. As Weber makes his way around the final corner, then he will be coming home in P5. Then Hulkenberg comes home in P7, and that's going to be a very nice result for both of these guys. A good bounce back win for us. And now we're on to race number 3 as we head to Barcelona then for the next race, Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. Here, let's see if we can maybe have a decent qualifying this time around. 28 degrees should be okay. I mean, that doesn't really matter that much here. Making our way through the sequence of corners and across the line. It's going to be, well, it's going to be an uphill battle because we're going against Madison and James Hunt here. But now this time we're using the Weber and Zhou. And, well, despite the fact that we did use him, it didn't actually end up working at all because, well, what you're going to see here is we are too far behind. We can't do a one-stop really around, cannot do a one-stop around Spain because it's 9 laps. I mean, doing a 5-lap stint is pretty much impossible here, so we had to commit to a 2-stop strategy. Unfortunately, we had to use a pretty powerful boost with Zhou, and it really did not pay off in the end because as we come onto the final lap, we're still nowhere in the lead of this, and despite the fact that Zhou and Weber are 8th and 9th respectively, with one of the rivals behind, another one of the rivals is clearly far ahead of us, and it does not help the fact that we are not really having track position on our side as we're going to come across into sectors 2 and 3. Our rival has just actually made his way into sector 3, so we weren't actually that far off, unfortunately, but it just was too little too late for us. As we make our way across the line here, it will be Zhou then in 6th and Weber in 9th, unfortunately. But we get 6th and 9th place, which is very, very nice. That is an absolute win in my books, but the game does not count on that because it doesn't like us. So, unfortunately, to start off the episode, that's 2 losses out of 3 races. So we may need a bit of a reset here, but we do get to unlock something in the the milestones here. Let's see what we get. So we get some Merlion, we get some Ocon, we get some Bottas, and we get some Equinox, which is not even that bad. On to the 4th race here, 607 team score. We should be ready to go here. Back to Singapore, we could probably do a 1-stop around here, or we could maybe attempt a 2-stop here if it does involve rain. So let's see where the qualifying ends up, and it's looking good for us so far across the line. Both drivers out-qualified by a wide margin here, 10th and 12th compared to 18th and 20th. So that's going to be very good for us. And luckily, it's going to be a dry race, so we're just going to mainly keep it at a simple 1-stop. And we're going to do just that because Zhou, he is so quick here in Series 6. Series 5. The Series 6 asset specifically is very, very fast in Series 5, and he's already up into P1. Weber's in P5 here. And it's so much to the point where we can get away with doing a double stack like this because Zhou is just so far ahead. I mean, to be fair, Weber is very, very good, but Zhou is just on another level here. As they come out of the pit center, it's going to be a very easy win for us. And yeah, that was literally it. There literally was no other action this entire race. In a good way though. I mean, I'm always happy to take less action for a much more guaranteed win, especially if our push for Series 6 across the line. Zhou takes the fastest lap on the nick of it, and Weber will come across the line right behind in P5, and that is a very nice win with our rival 15th and 17th. That was quite a big margin, I must say. A bit unfair, I would say, but hey, I can't complain too much. It's 2 wins out of 4 races here, so we're on a 50-50 win ratio. Let's see if we can continue on here with the next race, as we'll move on then to race number 5. 44 points to 18, by the way, which is pretty nice. And we got a gold crate as well. We'll actually be able to open this before we get on to the next race. We got Lawson, we got some Glide, we got some Blaze, and we got some Monolith. Not like I really care about that or anything, but we are looking again for this gold crate here, which is going to involve Zhou Guanyu, the common version, Colapinto, some Blaze, some Cold Fusion, and some more Colapinto, the epic version, which honestly was not that great. But we do have this race crate to open as well. More Merlion, which is very nice. Norris, Bottas, and some more Fury as well. But on to the 5th race here. This is going to be quite a difficult one because 721 team scores way higher compared to what we have. But it is a rainy qualifying. Let's see if any magic specifically can happen with this as we make our way through the final sector. We actually are very close on the qualifying here. Weber's 15th, Zhou is 15th. Our rivals using Science and Magnussen, so this might actually be quite interesting here. And luckily for us, it's going to be a pretty dry race from start to finish, so we're just going to need a good start with both of these drivers here and some decent tire management as well. And we're going to do so exactly using some of these boosts that we have. We're going to give Merlion to Zhou and Downforce to Weber. Since both of these guys are very good at the race start, it actually becomes a very easy. And our job just became 10 times easier because our rival went for soft tires with one of the guys, and I think that's mediums, or yeah, I think it's mediums with the other guy. So there's no way he/she is going to be able to do a one-stop. So we kind of just gave ourselves a win. But regardless, we're going to go all in, balls out on this here. Zhou is up to 2nd place here. Weber's up to 11th place. And now we can control the race from here on out. And now Zhou is trying to look for the move for 1st place, and he does get past Leclerc. Nope, I thought he got past Leclerc, never mind. But maybe into this hairpin. Yes, he can. Up into P1 then, and Weber is in P8. And that was it, really. Both Zhou and Weber did the job, respectively. Zhou comes across the line with no tires but the fastest lap here. Weber trying to make a move, but he just misses out on P4 once again here. Comes across the line in P5, and that is another very nice race with our rival coming from P10 and P19 again, or P18 actually as we speak here. But again, you can't really do a two-stop around this circuit. I mean, the circuit's just way too slow to the point where it's not really going to matter here as we come across 44 points to his 23. I mean, can't really write it much better than that. We get a standard crate for our efforts. But on to finally race number 6 then, 694 team score. So this is going to be a contested matchup between both of these guys, and we are going to be, well, back at Singapore once again. I feel like we've been in Singapore like a billion times here, but we're going to make sure we get this done regardless here as we make our way on to this. And it's going to be quite an interesting one because we have Damon Hill and Max Verstappen. I think it's Damon Hill. I'm not sure. If I'm mistaking that, please do not yell at me in the comments, but we'll get on with it regardless. But even so, Zhou and Weber did the job they needed. You can see Weber here in 2nd, making his way up to 1st. Zhou is just behind in P5, and well, I don't know what the heck he was thinking about using Damon Hill. I mean, good. Is he a very good driver to use? Yes, absolutely. There is no doubt about that. But we absolutely demolished him off the line. To be fair, we did give Weber some free ballast boost as we speak, but Zhou, we gave him only self-control boost, and despite the fact they're still both way ahead of the rival here as we speak. And coming out of the pits, Weber's out in P4, Zhou's out in P8, just behind, I don't know who that was, but I think he's just behind Gasly there. And finishing off this race then, it's going to be 3rd and 7th, I think, for us here, unless Weber and or Zhou can overtake like crazy. But our rival 9th and well off the top 10 there with his other rivals. We come across the line here. Weber will finish on the podium then, which is a very nice result then for the Australian. And Zhou will come across the line in P6 then, so it's another nice solid haul of points. And he grabs the fastest lap, as well as our rival will come home 9th and 16th here pretty much. And we are ready to get on with potentially the final race here before we get on to Series 6. I think we just need one more victory before we can pull this off here, before anything of this can happen. So that is race number 6 done for us, and we should be good to go. On to race number 7 then, and we're back at Spain once again here to try and see if we can pull this off. And we have, well, a pretty tough task ahead of us. If we can win this race, we should be able to go through, but I doubt that our rival's going to give it up that easily. And coming across the line for the qualifying here, we're going to have, well, Weber and Zhou 10th and 14th with Piastri and Madison as the rival stuff, 12th and 22nd here. And this time around, we're going to have to figure out something different. We can do a two-stop here, but we're going to have to be smart about it off the line because we're going to need a good start. So we're going to give Hex, or we were going to give Hex to Weber. Instead, we're actually going to give him something a little bit different here, and I'm going to choose Hex again, just because I'm that kind of stupid. But we're going to gloss over that and get on with this final race here. 5 lights, 3, 4, and 5, lights out, and away we go. The Weber gets a fast start. Zhou gets a good start here as they make their way down towards turn 1. Then Zhou up into P11 here as he's making some very nice moves. Weber's already up into P4. Those hex boosts working absolutely beautifully then for the Australian driver as Zhou's now up into 10th. Make that 9th and 7th as he storms his way through the field and gets past Weber as well. And, well, that's all the excitement there was. Because, unfortunately, doing this two stop, is very risky, and I did not play it to the best, because his Piastri was pretty darn quick, and we could not catch him in the end. Again, we probably could have done a 1 stop, but it was way too risky here. But despite the fact that this is happening, we might be able to sort out something here within the dying laps if we can overtake some people, but it's going to be pretty hard because his Piastri is leading the race, his Magnussen is just behind our Weber, so he is a pretty strong control over the points as we speak right now. And as we make our way through this final lap here, unfortunately, does not look like we're going to be getting this Series 6 just yet here in this race. We might actually need one more race, which is kind of annoying because we really needed that. But regardless, as Zhou comes across the line in P8, Weber will come across the line in P12. Series 6 for this race specifically was just not meant to be here. So that means we have to turn to one more race then and see if we can do this. The only positive about this is that we're getting a lot of coins. I mean, we're also losing a lot of coins as well. But hey, you gotta lose money to make money here. And into the final race here, we are blessed with a low team score here and a very, very nice race at Zandvoort. So we should be okay then. As we go through the qualifying phase, let's see where we end up. It's going to be hopefully a decent qualifying for both of these guys, and it will prove so as we come across the line here. Zhou in 12th, Weber is in 15th here with Hamilton and Madison being the rivals drivers. And, well, we're just going to skip straight to the end because guess what? We are 6th and 8th with a firm lead over our rival. And, well, that's going to be then it for this episode as we come across the line here with P5 and P7. This was a very nice last race. And again, very, very smooth. No problems with that. And now we can celebrate because we are now on to series number 6. We have confirmed that. And as we wait for the guys to cross the line, as we wait through the continue screen, we get, unfortunately, just a standard crate just because the game doesn't like us that much. But now, through this screen, and yes, we have confirmed we are in to series number 6. So next time I see you guys, we will be looking for some more assets and maybe some different races.